It was a liberal organization out of Washington, D.C. that came to Colorado trying to find a way to keep former President Donald Trump off the primary ballot. It was that group that found 6 Colorado voters, all Republicans or unaffiliated, who were willing to put their names and reputations behind this lawsuit. The most prominent name is the one that gets top billing in the case that goes to the Supreme Court tomorrow: Trump versus Anderson, former Republican state lawmaker Norma Anderson. She'll be in that courtroom tomorrow. So will politics guy Marshall Zellinger, who joins us now from Washington tonight. And Marshall, not many legal scholars think that this anti-Trump group can win the case before the Supreme Court.
In that case, should I just tell Norma Anderson she should get back on the plane and fly home and not bother going inside? It is a historic case for that issue of the 14th Amendment that's never been interpreted quite yet by the Supreme Court. 3 of the justices were appointed by former President Trump. They're the same party as Norma Anderson, who considers herself a bit of a constitutional scholar.
Why do you have a Constitution in your purse?
Case I want to check something out.
The Constitution from Norma Anderson's purse should not be confused with the tableside Constitution she showed me in December.
I've always tried to read the Constitution over and over again myself. I mean, you know that.
The former Republican state lawmaker will be in the Supreme Court chambers when the nation's highest court interprets the constitutional challenge raised by the lawsuit with Anderson's name on it. The lawsuit that resulted in former President Trump being disqualified from Colorado's presidential primary ballot for engaging in an insurrection and thus violating Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
They don't tell us who to put on our ballots, the federal government. We decide who goes on our ballot. So if it becomes a states' rights issue, I think we win.
She described her feelings in 3 words. Excited?
To be able to sit in the U.S. Supreme Court? Thank you.
Apprehensive.
What are their expressions on their faces when they ask the question? Can I read them at all?
And Norma Anderson is concerned.
What if the conservative court disagrees with you? Where does that leave you as a Republican?
Well, I've had more than one Republican disagree with me in a lifetime, so.
Norma Anderson will be guaranteed a spot inside the Supreme Court. There are about 50 seats for the public, which puts us about here for the line of people who are already camped out, waiting to see if they can go inside tomorrow to hear this historic case. Kyle, I've waited in a number of lines in my life. Disneyland when I was 8 years old. Eagles concert tickets when I was 15. Any day on I-70 to the mountains. Would you wait in line overnight, camped out for the Supreme Court?
I would be a no, but I would probably give it more thought than most people. Do you know if those are the actual folks who want to be in the court, or is it one of those deals where you give somebody some money online so they sleep there and you show up in the morning?
I've had several people ask me this already. There would be mutiny at this part of the line because they've counted the number of people and they think they might get in right here on the cusp. But if you saw some people fresh out of bed, showered, that suddenly show up and take their spot in line, there would be another story I might be covering out here. I think these are the legit people. And the first people in line got here yesterday at 4 p.m. Jesse and Aranda from North Carolina, Trump supporters.
Fascinating. That's really interesting stuff. Well, you will be there to witness history tomorrow for those arguments. Decision to come at a later date. Marshall, thank you.